Hello and welcome back to Fatherhood and Family Law. I'm your host, Kendrick Holly. If you have a quick second, please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you again for your support. Thank you. So, over the past few episodes, we talked about the legal system, communication, co-parenting, just overall personal growth as a father. But today we're going to focus on something just as important, and that is the overall support. Because no father shall have to navigate this journey alone, man. This is a tough journey, your biggest journey throughout your life, especially fatherhood. You got to do it alone, being a single dad. So let's start here. Trying to handle family law issues, emotional stress, and fatherhood responsibilities by yourself, it takes a heavy load. It takes a lot out of a father, out of a man. So a lot of fathers feel like they have to do it alone. They don't want to ask for the help. They don't know where to look, or they think nobody will understand. Excuse me, and that's the biggest thing, our ego and our pride. But here's the truth: support is optional, it's necessary. The right support system can guide you, strengthen you, and help you make better decisions for yourself and your children, plus your family. But finding the right legal resources are limited when it comes to fathers. I wonder why, right? We wonder why as men, right? So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the legal resources first, because understanding the law and having the right guidance can change everything. It can change your whole situation and dynamics. If you're able to find a knowledgeable family law attorney, that's very key. Not just any attorney, but one who understands your goals as a father. Got to look for someone who communicates clearly, has experience with custody and family law cases, and last but not least, is focused on the solution, not the conflict. So, but if you're hiring a private attorney, that isn't an option. There are still resources available: pro bono, nonprofit programs, and such on and such on. Legal aid organizations, family court self-help center, community legal clinics. These can provide guidance, documents, and also direction at little to no cost. That's very key, keeping that budget down and keeping everything together and just getting informed with the knowledge, and asking the right questions so that you understand. Because at the end of the day, accessing mental health support is also vital. And let's talk about something just as important again: mental health and the overall emotional support. Going through family disputes can take a toll. If you don't address it, it can affect how you show up as a father. So this is where the mental health support comes in. The therapists, the counselors, the support groups. These are the resources. These are the tools, the overall growth into your fatherhood journey. Talking to so vital. And let's talk about something just as important again: mental health and the overall emotional support. Going through family disputes can take a toll. If you don't address it, it can affect how you show up as a father. So this is where the mental health support comes in. The therapists, the counselors, the support groups. These are the resources. These are the tools, the overall growth into your fatherhood journey. Talking to someone who doesn't mean that you're weak when you talk to someone. It just means that you're doing the work. It gives you the space to, process those emotions, gain perspective, and build healthy responses. So when you're with your child, you can be present, grounded, and strong. So look for that community support, fathers. Find that support network, fathers. Get me? So let's talk about the community, because having community will carry you on your lowest days, because there's something powerful about being around people who understands your experience and what you're going through. For example, fatherhood groups, community programs, mentorships, being in that right circle, being in the right space to allow you to connect, share, and grow as a dad. So, you hear those stories, you learn from others, and then you realize you're not only going through this alone, there's other men as well. And sometimes that alone, when you're sitting there, it can shift your mindset. When you don't have that support, you got to start rebuilding, reaching out, getting involved, stay connected. So take that time, build that personal support system, because your support system doesn't have to be large, but it needs to be strong. Get me? So just think about the people in your life, who encourage you, who hold you accountable, who offer, honest advice, and who supports you as a father. That's key. And that can be a close friend, family member, a mentor, or a coach. You just want to surround yourself with people who push you forward, not people who keep you stuck in the negativity and keep you dwelling and thinking about the past and so forth. So be sure when it comes to taking action, you're using those resources. It's very important. Not only do they work, but they only work if you use them. So one thing to know, they do exist. Here's another thing. Take that action. Make that call, schedule that appointment, attend that meeting. Every step that you take towards support is a step towards becoming a stronger father, a more prepared father. So let me leave you with this. You don't have to figure everything out on your own. There are people there. There are resources there. There are communities there ready to support you. So when you allow yourself to receive the support, you know, you just grow as an individual. You grow as a father. You show up better for your child because a supportive father is a stronger father. You got this, Dad. You got this. So thank you for tuning in to Fatherhood and Family Law. In the next episode, we'll talk about long-term fatherhood, building that legacy, the consistency, and your impact, as your child grows. So if this episode has helped you, please share it with another father. Please share it with family. Again, I'm your host, Kendra Colley, and thank you for your support. I see you in the next episode. Peace.